guys, welcome to B430. It's another interesting episode of the show, the best show on YouTube. My name is George Ekuribe and you are welcome. It's a platform where we feature the young, the vibrant, and the amazingly talented Nigerians who are doing well in their chosen fields, career, and profession. Before I let you know who my guest is for today, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. I beg you, click the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that when videos come up, you get to see them first. Like, drop your comments because I really need those comments. My guest today is Bamidele Olalekan, popularly known as King Pexxie. He's a lawyer, he's a media influencer, one of the most sought after media influencers in Nigeria. He is an entrepreneur and a philanthropist. Bamidele Olalekan does a whole lot. So guys, I know you're itching to listen to him just as I am as well. So please stay around because B430 returns in a moment.
This is B430.
Hi guys, welcome to B430. I told you guys that I have with me someone who is, in fact, I call him the most sought after media influencer that Nigeria has right now. I'm with him in his office, Bamidele Olalekan.
Yes. And I'm here with my boss, Mr. George.
I'm sure you know you're the boss. You know you're the boss. Alright, it's great to meet you.
Same to meet you.
I mean, I've wanted to meet him for a long time, but I'm sure he's a very busy man.
Well, I mean, that's not the real story. The actual story is every time we're meant to have, I think, had to shoot. Either has been busy or I've not been available, But then, I mean, we're here now.
Yes,
we're here now. And I'm sure it's going to be a very insightful session. So.
Yes. So let's get to it. So I know that you're a lawyer. You are a media influencer.
It's like a class upper lawyer. Yes. I was just joking, but yeah.
Okay, and then you also have a travel and events company.
Yes.
All right. So what else do you not do? What else do you do?
What else do I do? So we have a 360 advertising company. Pretty much all we do is influencer marketing, content creation, digital, and we also have a management company. Where we sort of manage talent. We've managed in Arambo, Roque Sonia, so common, but quite a couple of people that we don't ordinarily even push. Out there, and there's a law firm that I run, and then I have like my partners that do the other parts of business, because apparently I'm not an island, so I'm not expected to equally run everything at the same time.
Okay, amazing. And then so the law part now, how is it? How is Lekan
Bamidele Co? Yes, that's the Bohemian Films. Actually, well, it's going good. We just moved into like a different office space, and it's been overwhelming because we run a very lean structure. We're about we have like 2 associates, 1 NYC associate, and then 2 senior partners. So it's a lean structure, and it could be overwhelming, but it's been interesting and it's been rewarding. So rewarding.
Financially rewarding.
It's been, mentally rewarding, perhaps. But yeah.
Okay. So what's the focus for you as a lawyer? I know that we have property lawyers. We have
a lot of. We have fintech lawyers. We have oil and gas lawyers. We have environmental lawyers. We have corporate. We have criminal. We have civil litigation lawyers. And so many other things. But for me personally, what I focus on is the creative space, which is an intellectual property and entertainment law.
Okay.
Entertainment law in the sense of things that have to do with music, film, storytelling, copywriting, every single thing that is creative.
Okay.
That's what we deal with. We have a department in the law firm that's called like the TEMS, which is the Technology, Entertainment, Media and Sport department. Where we sort of represent clients and also offer legal advices in those fields. Okay. And then we have different lawyers in the firm that they now focus on corporate, litigation and everything. But for me, just like my primary focus.
Wow. So is this what you've always wanted to do? Like growing up, when you were asked, what do you want to be? I want to be a lawyer. It has that.
Actually, yes. So I think contrary to many people's experiences, I've always wanted to be a lawyer. Like from the beginning, from the get-go. My parents never asked me, "Oh, you must study law. You must be a
Okay.
But I always wanted to be a lawyer, and I just I knew what I wanted, and why I wanted to become a lawyer was a very, very, very ridiculous reason, And I just felt, I think I want to be a lawyer, and I just walked towards it. And even my mom was like, maybe we'll change his mind over time, But then here we are.
So let's talk about KP
Event and tours, yeah.
Yes. So, what do you guys do?
So pretty much what we do here is not a lot. We do travel packages, say honeymoon. You're doing a girls trip, boys trip, visa consultation. We try to keep it minimal. We've not included like all of the parts of admission and all those things, relocation visas and whatnot for now. But we're just doing more, visa consultancy, visa application for some states like the UAE, South Africa and every other place. We do pocket-friendly tours around Lagos and around Africa. So that's what we're doing for now. We're keeping it very.
How many years has this?
This is like the second year running for the travel company. Yes. We started in 2019. This is 2021. So yeah, the second year running.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you how you stay afloat as a media influencer and then doing all these things that you do. But we'll take that when we return from the break. Please stay tuned.
This is B430.
Alright guys, you're welcome back. If you are just tuning in, it's B430 and I'm here with Bamidele Olalekan, popularly known as King Pexxie. I didn't mention that from the beginning.
Sir, that's me.
Yeah. Okay, so we've been talking about all that he does. He's a lawyer, he's a media influencer, he's into travel and tours and a whole lot of things. And before we went on the break, I was going to ask you, how do you stay afloat as one of the most sought after media influencers with all that you do? It must be a lot.
Well, it's a lot, but I feel like I wouldn't even say I'm staying afloat. I think I'm just, I'm trying, and I think the way I've been able to, I would say I've gotten the full hack, but what I've been able to do is, stay relevant, stay consistent, and just stay authentic. People see beyond, all of the filters or whatever it is, you sort of try to make up, on social media, and I think that's what I've been preaching for the last, decade. It's just been authentic, so whatever you see me do online is what I'll do offline, So I don't leave, there is no there's a KP on that. It's what you see online that you get offline, So, and I think people sort of appreciate when you're genuine and when you're authentic, and your spirit, just sort of gravitates towards them, and there's top of mind awareness, and then for the bit of being consistent. I think I've been doing this since 2012, so this should be about like maybe 9 to 10 years, and to an extent, consistency eventually is the key. So people see what you do, and then when you see that you're not backing up in times, you understand that you're genuinely interested in this, because of the value you bring to the table, as opposed to the financial, remuneration that comes alongside it. So I think, and then because I'm also a fine boy, so it's like I'm just joking, but yeah.
The truth is the truth. Yeah.
No, that's not the truth. I mean, slightly. But
So let's look at some of the challenges that you have faced, or still facing, running all that you do. I think I would want to break it down regarding, let's say, social media now. As a media influencer, you talked about consistency and then staying true to yourself. What you see online is what you see offline. Have you, for once, had a situation where there's, what's obtainable today in the social media space? There's a lot of bullying. There's just a lot. What would you say are the challenges, the experiences that you have had?
Well, so for me, I would say it again. Nobody, either dead or alive, can bully me and succeed.
Because you're a lawyer.
No, not because I'm a lawyer. Because I know what I bring to the table. And I'm always very careful about the kind of conversations that I weigh into. I've never had a social media supposed scandal, or I've never had like a call out, where someone says, oh, this guy did X, Y, Z, and that's because I'm always very careful about things that I sort of contribute to or not, and I'm always on my lane, honestly. If it's not me, my friends, Bamidele Olalekan, I'm not. You understand? So I feel like I've been able to avoid that. But then I wouldn't say there are people don't go through or people don't face some sort of challenges. There is bullying part, which is essential. Because I've no experience doesn't mean people around me haven't experienced it. Bullying comes in different forms, online, and there are issues of troll accounts. Many people decide to open that, just sort of talk down or run down other people. And I feel like people can do a whole lot more. So I can't really speak on that because I've not experienced it, but I have friends, which Bamidele has always been, he has always been at the center of every conversation, where people just decide to come for him for almost no reason, But one thing I know and I've learned from him is, if you're going to survive, if you know you can't stand the fire, stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
He has grown such a thick skin, that there's really nothing that can get to you.
Exactly.
Because what's the worst you would do? Do you understand? So I feel like that's one of the best approach to go about, because you can't control how other people behave. You can only control how you react to what they do to you. So I feel like grow a thick skin, just understand social media really, it's not reality. Whatever you see online is just online. People Photoshop things, people bring on augmented reality. So it's not what it is. So just understand when you can separate your real life from social media. I think there's less attention that you pay to that and less drama. So.
Yeah, cool, awesome, well done.
Pretty.
Okay, so looking at your position as a lawyer, and then in your travel company, I mean, it's safe to say you're an entrepreneur. And in Nigeria, of course, this program is a program where we aim at encouraging young people, of course, young Nigerians like you and I, to pursue their dream. And then we also celebrate those who have attained one height or the other. But then, of course, you cannot rule out the fact that there are challenges,
Definitely.
both from the government, a lot of things they're not doing. Yeah. So how would you say, as an entrepreneur, you've been able to surmount some of the challenges that entrepreneurs face in Nigeria?
Well, to be honest, I feel like the government can do better, when it comes to supporting small businesses, SMEs and MSMEs and every other. Because honestly, when you check the statistics, they sort of contribute to a large, quota to the GDP of the country.
Yeah.
So you should be able to create some sort of, environment that doesn't stifle, or kill the business they're trying to improve. So I read something last week, where they said a particular, senator, said they should start, heavily taxing, small businesses. And I'm like, do you know what small business really mean? These people earn less than 25 million naira, in revenue.
Exactly.
I don't know. So if you're taxing them, what infrastructure are you putting in place for them?
Yeah.
Like what benefits are they getting? So for example, now people started doing logistics businesses.
Yeah.
Now there is, the NIPOST compulsory fee, that you have to pay. Meaning if you have like 3 or 5 bags, you can't run. So it's like people are trying to, sort of reinvent themselves, and then you just feel like, oh, you're succeeding, I'm gonna kill this, so people decided to go into cryptocurrency, they said it was illegal, they said it was, fraudulent, and we launched in some days ago, so it feels like if the government is not controlling a particular, field, they just try to, sort of frustrate the people that are in that field, and I feel like you should understand that the biggest asset that we have in this country is not crude oil, it's not cocoa, it's the human capital that we have, which is the young people. If you're able to, sort of encourage them, let them see, that they can actually, grow and succeed. Individually, we are amazing lawyers, when we travel out, we make like they're like most amazing, tech starters, we make most amazing, neurosurgeons, doctors, and every single most amazing artists. But collectively, as a people, it's a problem because we've been put in a condition, whereby it's difficult to survive. And when you're surviving, they just come and, So I feel like there are a lot of challenges, but I feel like government should sort of, sit down, have like a dialogue with the stakeholders, which are the young people, sort of see how to make things better for them. People don't have issues. I pay my taxes. People don't have issues paying taxes, But then, why am I remitting taxes when I don't see, like a benefit? That's what most people sort of see to be, And when we have quite a million of, like a lot of young people. Imagine if they all pay taxes, or if their businesses were thriving, it sort of makes things better, not even just for them, but for the government. It's not, it's not the talk for today. It's not the talk for today, but yeah.
So awesome. So let's look at there was a time our president made a statement about the Nigerian youth. He opined that we're lazy.
Being lazy?
Yes.
I'm sure he must have taken the statement back, because if you think about
he has?
No, I don't know if he has, publicly, but he has seen. Let's even take away the people that are doing, amazing professional things. If you look at Silicon Valley, we have like a lot of Nigerians, doing good stuff. Look at, tech startups, look at Flutterwave, owned by Nigerians, young Nigerians. Look at Paystack, owned by young people that went to a private university here in Lagos, here in Nigeria. Look at Wizkid, the biggest music export in Africa. So, those are young people, those are not lazy people.
Yeah.
Lazy is me staying in the house and saying, man, there's no job, I'm going to just stay at home and sleep. Oh, there's no job, I'm going to run. People are not doing that. I'm not saying everyone, is doing something, but at least like a larger percentage of people are starting up something. When you go on, you see, people graduates, going back to the farm, graduates, taking up, makeup artistry, game design, fashion design, so many things. So I do not think Americans have like the most. They have like one of like, I think the laziest sort of young people, you know, and they are like that because the government, you know, sort of backs them up. They feed them.
Yeah.
But here we don't have that, you know, so we don't have that luxury to be lazy.
Yes.
Being lazy is like an insult, you know, to those that sort of believe in you as a Nigerian. So we don't even have that luxury. So I don't think it meant it when it said we're lazy. Maybe it meant something else, you know. So maybe lazy was like the only thing that came, you know, to mind.
Maybe we misunderstood him.
Yeah, maybe it meant, you know, some are lazy, but you cannot categorically say, you know, every Nigerian. It's an insult to the people that are actually truly working hard to make, you know, a difference.
Okay. Awesome. It's good we had to clear that, because I've always had to ask everybody who comes on this show, do you think that statement was made out of, you know, did he know what
I can't say what state of mind that they made that statement, you know, but I'm certain that statement does not reflect the, you know, the reality of the Nigerian youth.
Awesome. And then, of course, we've outlined some of the challenges that they face. And let's talk about education. Sometimes I've had to talk to some people, some young persons, and they don't feel the need to get an education.
That's the only comment.
Some would say, why would I go to school when I can
be an Instagram influencer?
Yes, and all of it. Do you think education is overrated in Nigeria?
I wouldn't say education is overrated. I mean, I'm a very huge advocate of education. I mean, even if you want to become an actress or you want to become a footballer, you know, at least have like the fundamentals. You know, have like the most basic. That's the foundation of your existence. So take a look at some weeks ago when we had like the social media, you know, purge, blackout, where platforms were not working.
Yeah.
So hey, take for example, I'm an influencer. So imagine if this happened for like a whole year. What do you fall back on? I mean, I'll just dust my certificates, go back to control my wig and gown, and start doing it. Do you understand? So like, education is meant to be like your blanket cover, you know, in case it should be like your insurance, you know, not because. Don't force anyone to go to school. Going to school, you know, is like you're doing yourself, you know, great service, you know, over time, because you don't really know, you know, when you might need it, to be honest, you know. So I feel like even if you're not going to finish, you know, from universities, you know, do like, you know, your graduates, you know, do like postgraduate masters and all of that, you have like the most, you know, like the basic thing, you know. It's just essential.
Great. It's been a wonderful conversation with King Pexxie, Bamidele.
Yes, sir. Mr. George, thanks for having me.
Yes, then a few more questions before we end the show, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is B430.
Alright guys, welcome back to B430. My name is George and I'm here with King Pexxie. Alright, so we've been talking about all that he does. If you just tuned in, please get to watch from the start so you get to know all that he is about. He's actually doing a lot. One of the most hardworking young Nigerians, actually, and I'm greatly inspired by him. And of course, the purpose of this is to get you inspired as well as you listen to his story. Let me ask you this: if you weren't a lawyer, if you were not into events and tours, if you're not into social media influencing, what would you be doing?
Nothing, no. But I think I might have been an artist.
Oh, okay.
But it's still entertainment. You know, so I think I was cut out from the entertainment material. Like I don't think I'd have done anything because I can't play sports. You know, so even sports is entertainment. You know, so I don't think there's anything else I would have done differently. But I mean, I'm glad for, you know, the path I've chosen. But if not, maybe I'd have been like an OAP, which is still entertainment. You know? So I feel like there's really nothing that I would say I would do that is not in that line. Because I don't see myself being a doctor, you know, or being a research scientist, or being like an engineer. That's like, you know, those are things that, I mean, I love fast cars and phones, but actually I think so. But it will take time. Before they go convert me, it will take time.
Okay. Alright, so where do you draw your inspiration with all that you do? What inspires you? What keeps you motivated?
So I draw inspirations from places, people, things. You know, when I mean places, you know, for example, if I step into your office space and I'm like, wow. So there is this 26-year-old young CEO in Nigeria here. He runs, I think I should mention his name, but yeah, you know, he runs, what's his name? Patricia. And I went to their office once, I'm like, what? A full-on building, 2 or 3 stories, you know, amazing stuff, massive staff strength, great ideas coming up. I'm like, wow. You know, so the building inspired me, not the person. You know, and on places, I mean, so that's like, you know, for places, you know, and then for people, I feel like I look at the likes of, like Alukwano Ibode, for law now. They got called back maybe like some years ago, and then like a year after they started like their firm, and that's like one of the biggest firms in Nigeria now. You look at the likes of, Paul Usoro and go. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I feel like these people, sort of inspire me, to want to do better, as a lawyer. And so yeah, I just draw inspiration from majorly places that I go to, things that I see, before the people that I actually.
This is before 30.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself by the time you're 30? That's 3 years from now.
So if you check my YouTube, I have like a whole blog that I did that says 30 things out to do before 30.
Okay.
So obviously, like I think one of the few things left. I think I've done about like maybe 15 or 18 out of them.
Wow.
So I have maybe like 3 years to go. To wrap up. Obviously, a Forbes feature, that's like definitely gonna happen.
I see that.
Now, why do I see myself before 30? I see myself running one of the youngest, most vibrant, innovative, creative law firms in Nigeria. And I see the media company creating the strategic partnerships with like amazing tech startup companies, because the law firm basically what we do is we sort of partner with startups, creatives and all that. So I see us, being the ones offering, solid legal advice to all of these companies, and just being the forefront of everything that has to do with, the new emerging areas and all. So that's pretty much.
I see that happening. Well done. Well done. All right. Before we end it, I want you to say something to young Nigerians. I mean, there's a lot of potentials here, no doubt. There's a lot we do. We go to school, there are no jobs, we create jobs ourselves, but there's still fear. I see a lot of persons, I've talked to a lot of young persons who have dreams, but there's this fear. How do I go about it? How do I start? What's going to become of this dream if I eventually start? How fast can it get? I just want you to speak to them. Tell them anything that you feel would keep them motivated.
Honestly, I don't think I have. There is nothing I would say that you probably haven't heard before. Either you've heard it from a motivational speaker or from like a YouTube video or from a Google quote. But one thing I'm very certain of, is there are no limitations. The only limitation that you have really is here, and it's here in the sense that the limits that you see or that you perceive or that are based on the boundaries that you create for yourself. They're bound, they're like zero boundaries literally for you. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. For the longest part of my life, I always said I could do anything. To be honest, I've acted before. I have a song. Whoa. When I was in uni. So I don't think there's anything anyone can say, I've not done before. And I did them excellently well. So there's really no limitation, to what you can achieve. And regardless of wherever you find yourself, even if it's Nigeria, there is like a lot of space for you to succeed. You can, as long as you can imagine, you can actually get it done. And I think finally it's be consistent. Consistency is like the sauce that would always make your recipe nice. If you do something today and then you stop and think you continue next year, it's just like when you go to the gym. When you start gymming for the first few days, you feel the actual pain. Painful but sweet. And then over time, consistency, actually gives you lean muscles. Not like you go to gym today and then you stop, and come back and you feel the same pain all over again. You're starting from the same point. So just be consistent, and the sky is huge and big enough for everyone to fly. So as opposed to competing with people, collaborate. If you have an idea and someone can execute for you, call them, collaborate, and then do bigger things. The sky is big enough for everyone. The sky is big enough for every flight, for every bird to fly and not still touch themselves. I always say that for my mom. So as opposed to competing with people, just collaborate, and that's it. So if this is going to motivate you, to be honest, I don't know. If it doesn't motivate you, go to go and fast.
Exactly.
But also, man, God factor. I don't play with my God factor. I always, circle everything I do back to God. It's not about, I'm not the smartest in the room. I'm not the brightest in the room. I'm not the most connected in the room. But there's always a God factor. And when you put like the God factor in everything you do, you just find out that things just align, the way you want them to happen. So the most important factor is the God factor. When you put everything you want to do in the hands of God. God, I think there's a Bible scripture that says, write down your vision, so that when you see they may run. So simply saying, whatever you think you want to do, write it down. It's feasible. It gives like a reminder every single time. And I think I've always done that. Like if you check like every single note, I always jot. like I'm jotting stuff, I'm writing stuff, even in my notepad I'm always jotting. So because that's like one thing I live my life by. Like you already see notepads, I don't play with them, you know. So when I have something, I just write it down. So that when I look at it again, I'm like, okay, no, I have a plan to do this. You know? So put the God factor in your life, you know, and then anything you want to do, you know, commit it to God. You know, write it down so that I can always remember, you know, and just get an accountability partner, someone that sort of reminds you, oh, you're meant to do this, you don't forget, you know. And I think when you have those people in your corner, you know, I feel like every other thing is just piece cake.
Yeah, amazing. I'm inspired. I'm very much inspired. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, as you were speaking to them, you were speaking to me as well. I mean, I believe that anybody who listens to this would feel inspired, motivated to.
Hopefully, man, if you don't feel inspired, to be honest,
it must be from the
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's no limitation, age-wise, you know, location-wise. People, Ikorodu boys stay in Ikorodu. They have almost no resource, but they've been able to create a whole lot of, you know, things that has gotten the attention of the global media. You know, so your location, you know, your resources, you know, everything you have or you don't have should not be a limitation. You will always find a way if you want to get it done. If you don't find a way, you find an excuse.
True.
That's it. Drops mic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate this. Thank you. I would have asked you to sing, but time would not permit.
Oh no! I'm retired. No, that's not something I did in school. That's the easiest way to throw that on. I have a bit of, you know, vocal talent in this, you know, in this region.
It's okay. It's okay. Well done. Well done. Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Same here.
And what can I say? Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for doing this. Thank you to Mr. Shege back in camera. Thank you to everyone on your team. You know, you guys are doing amazing stuff. I feel like we need stuff like this constantly remind people that you're not alone. You know, and there are people that are not up to you that are doing great stuff, and there are people that are above you that are not doing as much as you're doing. So it's a reminder, you know, to be, you know, to find the balance. You feel you're not too young to succeed. You're not too old to, you know, to also succeed. True. It's called, you know, 30 under 30 for a reason. They have 40 under 40.
Yes.
So if you don't succeed at your 30, there's no rush you can do for 40.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So if you don't make it for this under 30, go for the under 40.
Exactly.
There's room for everyone.
Very true. Very true.
I think that's
very true. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. You've heard it from Bamidele, popularly known as King Pexxie. And I mean, if you don't get inspired, I don't know what else would inspire you. Please subscribe to this channel, share it.
Subscribe, guys. Yes, subscribe, turn on notifications so that when other videos drop, you are aware. Share with your friend, your uncle, your enemies. You
exactly.
know, there is love in sharing. So share with your enemies.
So much love.
Subscribe, like. You know.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Okay?
Yes. Please, we're begging. All right, from me, from King Pexxie, it's bye for now. See you in our next episode.